Okay, so today's workout, this is a follow-along workout. I'll be here the whole time, struggling with you. So what we've got, we have our 5 warm-up exercises, kind of get the blood flowing a little bit. I'll explain what we're doing. We'll need 4 pieces of equipment. We need a dumbbell for an overhead press. We need a foam roller. We need a band, so a super long mini band, not a super long mini band, a long band, a super band. And then we also need a big round physio ball. So see it right back here, sitting on top of that 5-gallon bucket. That's what we need. So I'll explain what we're doing and then we'll crank it out. It's gonna be a 35 seconds of work, 25 seconds of rest, 5 exercises, 4 rounds. So it's 20 minutes. So total should be about 30 minutes. So we're gonna get the timer started. We're gonna go down on one knee to start. And we're gonna go elbow to instep. So if you like having your knee down on a mat, you can, like so. If you can straighten that leg out, straighten that leg out. I like dropping the elbow to the instep and then reaching up towards the ceiling. Another thing you want to make sure you have today is some water, something to drink. Okay, switch sides. You'll see me, I'll have usually something I drink during my workout, some amino acids. So it's yellow, not drinking anything except amino acids, water. So last few seconds, getting that good stretch on that hip. Okay, next we're gonna go 90-90. So up on one knee, take that leg out to the side. And we're shifting over into it, trying to keep this heel flat. You also want to be able to see your big toe, so don't let that knee cave forward so you can't see that big toe as you shift over. Okay, other side. Good shift. You might find like this side is a little bit tighter on me, and you might feel it. Feel a little difference. Breathe. Okay, next we're gonna go shin box. So 90-90 seated position. You can have your hands down behind you, but you're trying to sit up as tall as you can. You're gonna rotate down, trying to drive this knee down towards the ground, and then we're gonna rotate to the other side. Ideally, always ideal, try to keep those feet and you're just turning them on the ground. So I'm not lifting up to switch sides. If you feel like it's too easy, you can lift your hands up, try to sit up as tall as you can still. If you find that you're slouching over, just take those hands back down. So paying attention side to side. If you get over to one side and you feel like it's really tight, maybe hang out there for a second, breathe. Okay, next we're coming up to our feet. We're gonna go drop lunge. So curtsy lunge, drop lunge, whatever you wanna call it. But we're stepping behind, hips and chest are forward. We're gonna drop it down, you're gonna come back up tall. Like so. You can step back and leave that foot back there and just stand up tall. Actually puts a little bit more stretch on that hip because you're having to hold that twisted position a little bit longer. So last one and then switch. Other side. You can reach forward. But trying to keep this front foot flat on the ground. So if you're bringing that back leg too close to the front foot, it might be a little bit harder to keep that foot down. Okay, and then last one, we got hand walks. So you can always go here into a down dog. You can go on the elbows and reach. Might actually be a little bit harder, or you can go hand walks. You can get here. If you want to do a push-up, do a push-up. Just trying to prevent that rotation side to side. So we're halfway. Just getting that good stretch, breath. Okay, last one. All right, so here's what we got. Like I said before, we need 4 pieces of equipment. You also need a mat, so make that 5. I have a pad, I'm gonna use it. So, first exercise, to get everything kind of situated, is gonna be a squat, okay? So, you're here. If your knees don't hurt when you do squats, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna squat down with your hips, with your knees. You're gonna squat down, you're gonna reach for the ground, and then you're gonna stand up tall. You're gonna squat down, you're gonna reach with the other hand. So you're here. This might be the speed you go. You might speed it up a little bit. You can always slow it back down, but we're not bending forward. You're trying to squat into the hips. Okay, so our feet are a little bit wider than a normal squat. Your knees might be shifting out. As long as those feet are staying flat on the ground, that's what we're after. So that's number 1. Number 2, you grab your dumbbell. So you got a few options with the dumbbell. Ideally, whenever you get done pressing on one arm, you shouldn't be able to do a whole lot more. So if you are, you need to go up and wait if you can, if you have access to heavier weights. What I'll probably do during this workout is I'll switch halfway at that 15-second mark and make sure that I get the same amount of reps on both sides. So it's here, the knee that's down is the side you're pressing on. You press up and you pull back down in position. So as I'm pressing up, and ending up over my shoulder, okay? So you don't want to press up and then press forward. You're pressing up over that shoulder and then pulling it back down in position. So it's up to you. If you have a lighter weight, and you can go all 30 seconds or all 35 seconds, that's what you should do. If you have to switch halfway, then switch halfway. So that's number 2. Number 3, we're gonna have our mat, or our ball. So, got a few options. You can go hip bridge from this position. So driving down, you can go hip bridge from this position. So knees are bent, really pushing through the heel of the foot. Or you can go hamstring curls, where your legs start out straight. You pull in, drive your hips up. And on this one, you might notice if you do it, your feet start sliding off. So just readjust. Start with those heels right up on top of the ball. So that's our hamstring curl. That's number 3. Number 4. And you situate this as well as you can. If you're in a group, you maybe have the station spread out a little bit more. But we got pull apart. So you grab your band, you grab your foam roller. So we're going to lay down on the foam roller. Arms are straight. You're going to pull the band apart, hit the middle of your chest, and then come back up. So I'm controlling the entire time. I do it on the foam roller because when I do it standing up, I feel a little bit too much here. Up in the shoulders, the traps. So if you don't want to do it on the foam roller, maybe you don't have one, you can go here. You just might feel it a little too much up here. Maybe that's just me. So that's up to you. And then the last exercise Side plank, you can always go side plank holds. So you can go here, you can go legs straight with your legs split. You can also add that reach under. So reaching under just takes it to another level, like so. On those, I'm not gonna switch halfway. I'm gonna stay on the same side for the whole 35 seconds, and then I will switch, so making sure I do 2 rounds on each side. So I'm gonna grab my towel, my aminos, have your water, have your towel. We're gonna get this timer going. So first exercise, I'm doing drop to squats. I'm going straight down the list. Okay. Here we go. So I'm squatting. Remember, you might slow it down a little bit. Totally fine. 35 seconds is a long time. Sometimes people come straight out of the gate, you're going hard, you forget that you got 20 minutes. Rest. And turn up our timer a little bit. Okay, so next one, down on one knee. Getting ready. Okay, we're pressing. Remember, you can hang out on this one side the whole time. But if you start leaning to the side as you press, either lower the weight or switch halfway. If you switch halfway though, gotta get the same on both sides. Just stay tight as you do it. So on this one, hamstring curls with the ball. So if you don't have, if you're working in a group, you don't have 3 of these, maybe you take turns. Maybe one person or a couple people do hip bridges on the ground, where you're going up and down. You use the ball if you have a ball. But like I said, if you're in a group, maybe you don't have 3 balls or 2 balls, just do what you can do. You can do hip bridges on the ground. Your hamstrings might start burning. Feel free. Drop it down, change the exercise. And we're resting. Okay, pull parts. Same type of thing. You don't have 3 foam rollers. Maybe you can stand up and do your pull aparts. Maybe you can lay on your back. You can just lay on your back on the ground, do pull aparts. Not any set in stone rules here. So pulling apart, make sure there's no walls or anything around you that you're gonna hit. So nice and controlled. We're working, slow the pace down if you need to. Good. Okay. And we got our last one for this round. Side plank. Grab a sit. Towel off a little bit. You're ready. Remember, you don't have to do the reach under. Perfectly fine, just holding it here. Working on that breath, inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Last few seconds. Do what you can do. Whew. It's round one. So, if you didn't switch sides on any of your exercises, I didn't switch sides on my side plank. Just gotta remember which side you did, so you don't double up and be lopsided. So I'm also gonna start, I did switch halfway on these. So I switched my first side. Switching. I've always kind of found if you go at a good pace, 15 seconds, on something like this, you might get 8, 7 to 9, somewhere in there. Okay, we're resting. I skipped an exercise, didn't I? That's why I write it down and you don't watch it. We got our squats. Ready to skip the squats, I guess. 5 seconds, we're going squats. Remember, reaching to the ground. You can also just reach forward if you want. Totally up to you. If you find yourself, maybe you have a mirror to your side, and you find yourself just bending forward, don't bend forward. Try to sit into those hips. Think about a little bench being right behind you. You're trying to sit down on that bench. Five seconds left. Okay, we got our hip bridge, hamstring curl, whichever one you're doing. If you're not sweating, maybe you're not outside, maybe you're not hydrated. Drink that water. Especially if you're in Texas. It's 1,000 degrees. Here we go. So hands down, if you find your feet are wobbling all over, get a little bit of stability. You can change up. Last few. Whew. Okay, no pull aparts. Remember, you don't have to have the foam roller. I like the foam roller because it gets you off the ground a little bit. Still allows you to keep that spine straight. It doesn't put any extra stress on that upper back, those traps. So think about reaching away, up high, and then pull apart. Feel like you're going super fast, maybe move your hands in a little bit. We got our side plank. Remember which side you did. Just 2 each way. You want to do both sides or the same side twice and then switch. Totally up to you. So if you're doing a reach under, your hips might shift up towards the ceiling as you reach. Totally fine. Remember, always come back. You can drop that knee down if you need to for a few seconds. Just keep your hips up high. Breathe. Ooh. A little sweaty. Wipe it off. Grab a sip. It's round 2. Tie your shoes. Pump them up. If you need. Excuse me. If you need to. Here we go. Squats. Remember, toes can point slightly out. Just want to make sure heels stay in contact with the ground. Maybe you can't reach for the ground or reach to the ground. Reach for the ground. If it feels okay, get down into those hips. Just take your time. Legs are on fire. No resting. So, going back to our overhead press. Well, you're doing good. We're making it. 3 seconds. If you need to raise your weight, get a heavier weight, get a lighter weight, do what you need to do. Go. Going back on our back. Got our hip bridge. So even if you do have a ball, everything's burning up, feel free. Lose the ball. Do a hip bridge on the ground, totally fine. Maybe it's time to switch it up with your partner so they can have some fun. Just think about quality of movement. It's burning. Yeah, we got pull parts. Maybe you're in your garage gym. There's bugs flying around. Take them out. So if you're doing pull aparts on the foam roller, make sure your head is on the roller, not hanging off. So it should be fairly relaxing other than the arms moving. Reach and pull, reach and pull. We're getting there, last few seconds. So close. Back to our side planks. Last one on round 3. We just got one more round after this. Do what you can do. If you haven't already switched sides on the side plank, this is it. Got 2 left. Five seconds left. Breathe. Ooh. We got one more round. Hopefully you're feeling okay. Making it through. Make any adjustments you need to make. If you need to shorten that range of motion on the squats, feel free. You need to play with your foot position. You need to point your toes out a little bit. Go ahead. Just heels. Gotta stay flat. Maybe you're sweating. It's good. It's good to sweat. Breathing heavy. Try to slow it down. Okay. 4 left. Switching up. Did 8. Keep going if you're going on the same side. Easy done. I'm a little spent, so I'm not going to use the ball this time. Just going to go hip bridge on the ground. It's totally fine. You can do a hip bridge march. You can go 2 legs. Really focus on squeezing the cheeks. If you feel like your hamstring cramps up, focus on these bad boys. Getting that good squeeze, last few. Right, 2 more. Get set up. Head is on the roller or on the ground. Control all the way through. Twenty reps. I don't know if you were counting. Didn't go very far. 20 reps, last exercise. Last one, side plank. If you're not sweating by now, gotta hydrate. Here we go. Do what you can do. As much as we'd like both sides to be even, most of the time they're not. So do what you can do on each side. Build up strength on that weak side. We got 5 seconds. Breathe. Ooh. Get our stuff stopped. We made it. Look at that. 31 minutes. A warm-up, explanation, 20-minute workout. Hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully it felt okay. Hopefully you feel a little bit better now than you did prior to. Remember, hydrate, eat right, get your sleep, 7 to 9 hours. If you're not getting 7 to 9 good hours of sleep, you gotta rethink those priorities. Talk to you guys soon.